Hello, this is State Representative Robert Martwick, and I'm in the halls of the beautiful William G. Stratton office building here in Springfield, Illinois. This is the office building where all of the state representatives have their offices, and it's kind of an interesting building, which I'm sure you can see over my shoulder. It was built in the 1950s, and it was really a real modern architecture, mid-century modern sort of look to it. You can tell by these funky light fixtures and stuff. Kind of a cool building, but they really didn't invest all that much money into it after they built it, so the upkeep has kind of lagged. The building was scheduled to be torn down and replaced, but we ran out of money, so we're stuck here and we're kind of using it as is, but not quite the luxurious digs that you would think a state representative might have. But that's okay. It's a place to do work, and we do most of our work over in the Capitol building anyway, so this is a place to have office and have meetings and such. So today is actually, if you're wondering why I'm casually dressed, it's the day before session. The Senate was in session today, but the House is not in session until tomorrow. I came down a day early because I want to work on some legislation and get some things done ahead of time. But I'm going to go ahead and walk you through here to my office. Again, you can see our digs are not quite all that they're cut out to be, but again, it works. But I wanted to do this little Facebook Live. I'm going to try and use this as an opportunity to keep you informed as to what goes on down here in Springfield and give you sort of a behind-the-scenes look of what we go through. The idea is simple, right? It's your democracy, and it gives you an idea of what goes on down here. The more you know about your democracy, the better off, the more you'll be able to take advantage of and participate in the process and help guide it. The answer, short and simple, is that you can have a role here. You can have something to do here. You can be involved in what goes on down here. And hopefully by using these little Facebook Live videos and showing you what I do down here, then hopefully you'll get an idea of maybe how you can best participate and have some input. So I came down early. One of the things that I'll be doing is I'll be the chairman of the Illinois House Committee on Personnel and Pensions. And as I'm sure you're aware, pensions are always a big issue here in Illinois. They're the big driver of our budget problems. And of course, there is always lots of legislation proposed to try and change the pensions to make them more financially viable and palatable and work better with our budget. As chairman, it's my job to run that committee, make sure that the bills, that I really review all of these bills, and that's what I did today. I came down here, I met with staff, and we talked about all the different bills that are out there, my job is to really vet these bills, to go through them and make sure that the good that they attempt to do isn't outweighed by some negative consequence, and hopefully steer things towards good resolution. So that'll be part of what I'm doing here, and that's why I came down to review bills early. But as I said, we'll be doing this sort of live update from Springfield. Next time you see me, I'll probably be in a suit and tie, and I'll probably be on the floor of the House of Representatives. But this is to give you sort of just a teaser, let you know what we'll be doing as we come up. I'll be proposing a couple of big pieces of legislation myself this year. I'm proposing a comprehensive revenue package, which changes the way that Illinois both raises and spends money. And then I'll also be following up on my push for an elected representative school board for Chicago Public Schools and an elected board for the city colleges of Chicago. I think these are two initiatives which are really important. I really believe in democracy. Again, why I'm doing these is to try and get you more involved in democracy. And I think given our current state of affairs on our national stage with what's going on with our new president, I think it's important that we are seeking to be more involved in our governments. And so I'm hoping I can show you a way of doing that. The Chicago Elected School Board is an initiative that's a few years old, long before this turmoil in our federal government. But that idea existed back then, which is we in Chicago have no say and no accountability over what goes on in our Chicago public schools. This is a way of creating an elected school board that gives us a vote. We can vote people in or out. We can support their ideas, their initiatives, their path forward for the Chicago Public Schools, and we can have accountability over the where our tax dollars are spent. So it'll be a big push for me, and I look forward to telling you more about it as the process moves along. Until then, I thank you for joining me on my first Facebook Live. And if you have any questions about what we do down here at any time, please reach out to me. Always happy to have you involved. And as I said, it's all about democracy. It's your government. When things go wrong, don't look to blame anybody else, because it's up to us as voters to get involved and to make a difference. And we saw when we don't do that what the consequences can be, and we've got 4 years and we got to work through that. And as we suffer through another 2 years here in Illinois, get involved, play a role, make this government, it's your government, make it what it can be for you. And I'll help show you the way. I'll tell you how you can get involved down here in Springfield, and you can help weigh in on some of the legislation that we're doing. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me on my first Facebook Live, and I look forward to communicating with you more in the future.